Sag. How are you? Thanks for joining me. My name is Audrey Alison. Happy New Year to you, and thanks for subscribing to my channel and my Facebook page, Audrey Alison Astrology and Tarot. Let's start the month. This month is about review because there's a Mercury retrograde and a Jupiter retrograde this month. So on the 1st, Mercury moves into Aquarius. And before he can do much in that sign, he retrogrades at the 1-degree mark on the 5th of January through the 25th of January back to 14 degrees of Capricorn. What this means is that your review takes place in your solar 3rd house for 1 degree of communications back through your money sector. Now, please watch your ascendant and rising signs for the forecast because they're more accurate for transits. And look on your natal charts and look for the area. Everyone has all 12 signs on their natal chart, but some of you don't have planetary placements in all of those signs. But every sign of the zodiac exists on your natal chart. So look where you find the 1-degree mark of Capricorn and go back to the 14-degree mark, 1-degree mark of Aquarius, back to the 14-degree mark of Capricorn, and that's where your review is. Now, on the solar wheel, 3rd house of communications, so having a Mercury retrograde, which rules communications in a communications sector, is not too bueno. It's no bueno. It's not too well, not too good. So, although it's only for a few days, it's only 1 degree, just watch what you're saying around the time of the 1st through the 10th of January. Make sure what you're emailing gets sent. Make sure you're double checking all of the information that's being expressed. As this retrograde deepens, Mercury will trine Jupiter, who's stationed in Virgo in that Earth sign. So this Earth trine will be between the 2nd house of finances, where you have your review. Your full retrograde will be about rebudgeting and your possessions, your self-worth, how you value yourself, the money you're earning, how you want to earn more. And the 10th house of career, where Jupiter's stationed for you, retrograde on the 7th of January at 23 degrees of Virgo, back to 13 degrees of Virgo in that 10-degree sector. And Jupiter will be retrograde through the 10th of May in the 10th house of career, the solar 10th. This has a lot to do with the realignment of what you're earning for a living and seeing that you really expand here in the job. You're not just going to get by with what you're doing. There's a grand recognition in the 10th house with Jupiter retrograde here. So you can't just slide by in the career sector. I think you really have to know what it is you want and go after promotion and go after recognition and how you're seen in that sector. On the 3rd of January, Mars is entering Scorpio in your 12th house. I don't mind Mars in the 12th because he can kick up a lot of dust, but he can't get too rowdy in the 12th house. That's your psychic ability. That's your house of rest. And Mars is stimulation. So the one thing he can stimulate is dreams, your premonitions, your psychic ability, and maybe the urge to release an addiction. Because Mars is action and energy, and the 12th house is the house of release. It's the last house before the 1st house begins. So you could find that it's easier for you, or you have this, this annoying little poke, which is Mars, to give something up at the top of the year. And that would coincide well with New Year's resolutions. So pay attention to your dreams if you don't already know what this is referring to, because Mars will activate the dream sector, the REM sleep, for about 60 days because he transits a little slower than Venus and Mercury do, and the moon and the sun do. He's about 60 days. Now we have our new moon on the 9th at 19 degrees of Capricorn, which I love, in this money sector, giving replenishment energy to the Mercury retrograde in this sector. So just as Mercury is having you review, revise, analyze, and investigate, your budget. The new moon saying, what do you want to incorporate here? Where do you need your fresh start monetarily? Is it how you're saving? Is it a new budget? Is it a new financial advisor that you need? Is it maybe you need new possessions at that time of the new moon in the second house? You have 30 days with that energy. So plant your seeds of intention and write your new moon list down around the 9th and see what can manifest in a 28-day lunar cycle or in a full year. You won't see another new moon in the money sector, in the second house, that is, until next year. So on the 20th, the sun enters Aquarius in that third house of communication, smoothing over and warming that sector where you had the initial stages of the Mercury retrograde. So any foot and mouth syndrome can be patched up around the 20th when the sun goes into Aquarius for you. And that's a great time when the sun is in your third house for new vehicles or vehicle maintenance and neighborhood interactions, interaction with siblings, all things third house. Communications, writing, speech, interviewing. Although the retrograde lasts until the 25th, maybe save your interviewing while Mercury is direct and the sun is still in the third house. So after the 25th of January, but before the 19th of February would be a great time for job interviews. On the 23rd, Venus enters Capricorn, where the Mercury retrograde is. So Venus is harmonizing and smoothing over the money sector. This is great for you, Sag. Your finances are going through a rehaul or rejuvenation, but there's replenishment and beautification and a lot of harmony happening after everything is revamped. The full moon is also on the 23rd at 3 degrees of Leo in your 9th house. Sag, you naturally govern the 9th house on the astrological wheel. That is the house of foreign travel and education and belief systems and law, philosophy, religion. You could see an ending of traveling happening around the 23rd outside of the country. Full moons bringing an ending in the sector they reach, ending of courses or certification at that time. An ending of the way you believe in things, of your belief system. Let's get to the cards for Sag. I'm using the Alchemical deck by Robert M. Place and see what's in store for January 2016. I've been shuffling all through the reading. And I'd like to say, if you want to book with me for a personal private reading, I'm at audreyalison.com, and you can select your desired reading length via the PayPal button at the bottom of my appointment request page, and I'll email you back and we'll get that set up. Okay, Sagittarius. Here are your cards. 8 of Coins, hard at work. Keeping your nose to the grindstone, focusing on your earning potential, the career, your job, 6th house and 10th house. Where do you have that energy? You don't have a lot of work astrologically. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Jupiter in the 10th house. Hello, the biggest planet of them all in the 10th house, retrograding. So while Jupiter's retrograding through May 10th, you can really focus on your earnings and getting to work. You know, I feel like I said this in this reading, but I channel so much I can never tell. If I didn't, or let me just repeat myself, you're not going to get away with skating by in the career. Did I say that to Sag? I think I did. I felt it earlier. You got to go balls to the wall. It's like you've got to really put in some effort around work. You're not skating by in the career right now. Let's see what else comes up. Yeah, 9 of Swords. Face your fears. He has 1 sword to the 8 hanging, going at it with gusto, believing you can get something done no matter what forces are against you or what people or naysayer energy is out there. Keep focused and keep at work. What else? 6 of Coins, shared resources. For those of you with 2 children, your money sector is hit so much in the retrograde, but also the new moon energy, Venus entering the money sector. The review is there. You might be providing for the children that you have, the 2 little kids you do have, or this is shared resources and investment and getting paid what you're due, loans coming through, people lending money, the 8th house of other people's money. You could get some loans very successfully, but the coin cards are just about protecting the finances, protecting your possessions, the 2nd house of possessions. Ooh, High Priestess. This is me. High Priestess, very quiet, calming energy, very psychic. Also, keep some things to yourself. The High Priestess doesn't share. You see how she's like, shh. You might get in touch with that 12th house, the Mars in the spirituality sector. The 12th house of psychic ability is expanding for you, Sagittarius. Please pay attention to your dreams. You are being led. There's one other card that came up for you. Ooh, the Lovers. Now, this is the card of Gemini in the Tarot, but the Lovers is sexual attraction, lust. Could be a triangle. Could be that Sagittarians are involved in a love triangle. But you might be very quiet about it. You might just have someone else on your mind and not sharing too much in the relationship because you're focused very much on your earnings and the monies and facing your fears in how to obtain this money and to go after what you want. When Mercury is direct, I suggest asking then for promotion if you haven't already been sought after by your superior. You have strong cards in the Tarot for achieving loans or getting more money. And your 2nd and 10th house are hit strongly by the Mercury retrograde that will trine Jupiter in the earth sign of Virgo. So super energy between now and May for the expansion, Jupiter, in the 10th house of career and getting seen and promoted. Thanks so much for joining me, Sag. I love reading for you. And if you'd like to book with me, I'm at audreyalison.com. And you can also subscribe or like my Facebook page, Audrey Alison Astrology and Tarot. I'm wishing you a sweet January, a sweet 2016. And remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.